get full credit for being the first.
You're saying good things about it.
Yes. So some of the things that students are asking, are there any file format restrictions? They were able to submit it as an MP4, and that worked well because they were able to actually submit it via web courses, which is so much easier for me than if you send me links from Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever. And it was a 13 meg file. So as long as you're under like around the 5 minutes and do an MP4, you should be able to submit it via web courses. Okay. Let's see what else. And remember, I vaguely alluded to I might give you somewhat of an extension, maybe. How do you need that extension? Okay, so I can only give you an extension till tomorrow, Friday midnight. That means the TAs are probably not going to help me create these YouTube channels because I can't ask them to spend their whole weekend working. So guess who's going to be spending their weekend working? Me. Okay? So giving you this extension is making me work my weekend, but it's because I want you to have good video demos. Some of the groups have contacted me saying, hey, can we have an extension on how long our video can be? And I say, no, it has to be 5 minutes, because what's the math? There's actually 29 groups. There are some empty groups. So if you take 150 minutes, which is 2 classes, divide that by 29, you come out with 5.17 minutes. So if you want to take advantage of that extra 0.17 minute, you can, but other than that, I don't have wiggle room. Because guess how long extra we have to be watching video demos if I gave each group an extra minute? So it's about a whole other half an hour of videos, right? Just because I'm giving everybody 1 minute. Welcome to UCF in large classes, right? So please try to do your video demos within the time allotted because of these constraints. Really, it's a feasibility issue. I will extend the deadline until Friday at 11:59 p.m. Where you have to submit. The first round of submitting is submit to web courses. When you submit to web courses, go back and make sure the file actually uploaded. There's been some instances where students have told me, oh, well, I uploaded a really large file and it didn't take, but I didn't go bother to check to make sure that it uploaded. Okay? So in this case, if I get nothing from you, then I'll be like, okay, well, that's what I have is nothing. Great. Okay? If that fails, what you can do is upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive, and then submit the link in the comments, but make sure that your video demo has a timestamp before the deadline. Yes? So I just turned on the app in web courses for Dropbox, but I don't know how to use it. Has anybody used it? Is
It's box.com, not Dropbox.
Oh, is it Box? Okay, it's Box, not Dropbox. It's the university version. So do I need to turn on the app for Google Drive? Okay. Okay, so if you can
you share the easiest thing is upload the video to YouTube, your own channel, and you share the link?
Because I haven't been a student at UCF, so I don't know what it looks like from your side.
Well, I mean, she wouldn't even have to download the file to play the file. When you share the link in place right away.
So maybe you can give us some screenshots and show like in the description. That would be awesome. Okay. So the other thing is groups are saying that they're not quite sure what all content needs to go in the video. For the slides that are slides, like the content, I don't expect that to be really lengthy. Like the title slide should be a few seconds, right? The target audience should be 1 or 2 sentences. The bulk of your 5 minutes should be your actual video demo presentation. And this team actually did a really good job, so I'm just going to go ahead and show it, and then you can ask me questions after.
Silver Social aims to help seniors age 60 and find events around them. Based on our user study, staying mentally healthy was a huge concern to this demographic. Silver Social aims to help seniors age 60 and up find events around them. Based on our user study, staying mentally healthy was a huge concern to this demographic, who has shown substantial growth of smartphone adoption. Staying active in your community and going out and attending social events impact mental health and longevity in a positive way. In this video, we will be discovering an event we want to attend and also interacting with the carpool and chat feature. You can see Silver Social's icon in the top left corner of the screen, represented by the sun on the silver background. We chose the sun icon because it seems to convey a warm outdoorsy feel connected to having a good time outside, and the silver background so that the users will make the subconscious connection with our app, Silver Social. When the user first opens Silver Social, they will have to create an account. We require the users to put in their phone number, their name, and optionally, their address. Security and privacy were a huge concern, so we asked for very minimal information. After that, the user will be taken to an event suggestion page. This page includes information about the event, as well as buttons to interact with the event. Clicking on the address brings up this interactive map to see where the location is. Going back is just a tap away. As for the buttons, Ask Me Later moves the event to the back of the queue. No Thanks completely removes the event from the queue. And if the user is interested in the event, he or she can select the event by choosing the I'm Interested button. A confirmation screen is then shown to give the user clear feedback that they have expressed interest in going to the event, and that it has been added to their My Events list. If this action was not intended, not to worry, it's easily reversible. The user can then go back to the event suggestion area with continue browsing, or the user can view their events. Here, in My Events, they can see the events they expressed interest in. We can click on an event for more information. Here is the event page. Starting from the top, I would like to show you the chat feature, where people who are interested in this event can go to send group messages, make announcements, and ask questions about the event. Going back to the event details page, the user can decide that they no longer want to attend the event. In this situation, the user would choose the gray I'm no longer attending button. This will bring up a window that will confirm that they no longer want to attend the event. For our purposes, we'll keep the event, which will bring us back to the event details page. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the carpool menu. Not all seniors have transportation, so we've created a simple one-click carpool generator system. One option in this menu is the blue I Need a Ride button. This button will place the user into the list of people that need a ride to the event. The user is now given the option to leave the carpool, which they would have to confirm. Notice that leaving the carpool will bring us back to the original menu that we had after selecting to attend the event. Let's say that we got a car and can drive now. Let's click the I Can Give a Ride button, which will bring up a message letting the user know that they have been added as a carpool driver for this event and will be notified about their passengers on the day of the event. They are then given the option to leave the carpool list here as well. On the day before the event, our algorithm will use the addresses provided to match up drivers and passengers in the most efficient way possible for the drivers. They will then receive a notification with more information about the route they'll be taking. Not mentioned in this video yet are our competitors. Silver Social has one direct competitor, Stitch. However, Stitch tries to throw a bunch of features into one app. It's not just for events. We wanted to focus on events and do it right. A carpool feature, not found in Stitch, is a simple and easy way to attract a much bigger audience. Also, partnering with different organizations, allowing them to advertise events in our app is something no app has brought to the table. The biggest concerns for success are adoption and simplicity. Adoption, in the sense that getting organizations on board to advertise will be difficult. And simplicity, because we are dealing with a demographic that isn't used to smartphones. So we've tailored the app to that idea. Lessons learned. Iteration is key. It was really incredible to see the project change over time as we gained more and more information about our users. We made a product that they wanted, instead of something we thought they wanted. And that's all I have for you. This is Silver Social. Thanks for watching.
What do you guys think? Positive feedback? Anything particularly you want to point out for them? Since I'm putting them on the spot. So the last part was the key challenges was adoption and simplicity, and then the last one was lesson one was the iteration.
Yeah.
So can I tell them what your app used to be called?
Sure.
So when they first did their project documentation, they proposed an app called Pill Time. Does that seem like this app that they just demoed? And so the whole purpose of Pill Time was a pill reminder system where you could actually go in, enter in a whole bunch of reminders, and get reminded when you need to take your medication. How did that change? What do you think I told them? Well, one, go ahead. So there's some huge novelty issue like CVS, Rite Aid, and a lot of the other pharmacies have these pill reminders integrated in with the pharmacy. And guess what? People don't use them. So what do you think is going to happen when you build another pill reminder app that's not even integrated with the pharmacy? Probably not going to be used. So they were kind of mad at me when I first told them this. But then they came to my office and I was really happy with how they interacted with me. They were like, oh yeah, we did it. And we had this other idea. And then we talked about the whole idea of your users saying, we care about our health and being active. And I said, well, does that match with making sure they take their medications? So in some ways, medications is like aligned with health, but actually trying to help them be active and healthy and social could actually work to that end as well, right? And so they came up with this idea of this social app for seniors, all from their first original proposal. So they started from ground zero, and they were able to submit this. Just think what you can do for the groups that didn't start ground zero or zero, right? So congratulations, guys, on the job well done. Okay, so now that you've seen that, and obviously make room to be creative. Now that you've seen one, don't just copycat, right? Joe.
For like the lessons learned, they put like a PowerPoint. Are you wanting us to do that, or is it okay if we just look into it?
You can just speak it. It's better if you have a slide to talk to it, but as long as you're covering it, though. Yeah. Yeah, as long as there's an easy way to tell in your demo that you're hitting the point, right? Okay. If I have to like search for it, then you're probably gonna get points counted off because I had to spend that extra time. They cover challenges, right? And so the key to this is focusing again mostly on the demo. Did you like how they showed you not only the login, account creation, signing up to attend an event, and the carpool?
Yeah.
Did that show you like, wow, this could actually be useful for seniors who, especially the ones who don't drive anymore? Yes, stay on. Stay on. No, you don't have to include a login. Like, it would have been problematic if all they had done was the account creation and login, right? Okay. My feedback for ways that they could improve the video, if they want to do another retake of it, I'm sure it took multiple iterations of just getting the video, is on your slide of the background that you put at the end with the competition, it kind of brought me back to saying, like, wait a minute, you're covering some of the stuff you covered already, so maybe just make that your competition slide and then have a picture of Stitch. The only other thing that that stood out about for me was don't notify them a day before the event. Give them at least a week. Okay? Those are like some of the things. But you're okay. You don't have to re-record if you don't want to. So any other questions about the video demo? Hopefully you have a fair idea. What did you guys use to record your video? Isabella, Tyler?
To record it?
Jeremy? Yeah.
I mean, to record my screen, I just use like QuickTime as like a screen.
Okay, so QuickTime screen recorder.
Yeah.
And then
to like pull everything together, I use Final Cut Pro.
What's that?
Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
Is that free or is it paid? No? Okay. Okay. I'm guessing he had it already. So all of you have different options available to you, and I realize you have different levels of expertise in video production. So just try to make it as professional as possible. Any other questions before we move on with today's exercise? Next week, we're doing 2 days of video demos where attendance is required. I'm going to have a web-based form for you to submit feedback to the groups, as well as an in-class quick assignment, because I know that you can send the link to your friends and have them do it out of class, so I don't want that to happen. As we walk through these video demos. So that's what's going to happen next week. And then next week, on Thursday, your expert evaluation PD4 is due. And PD4 is what your cognitive walkthrough and your heuristic evaluations of the 2 other groups goes into your final reports. Have you all taken a look at the PD4 template? Yeah? Any questions? Yes.
So I was looking at the walkthrough first.
Yes.
And there's obviously the 4 parts of the 4 questions that I asked. How many, so say I got 4 questions from, how much has you want that kind of walkthrough?
Okay, so each individual students are going to submit their evaluation reports, and that's going to go in the appendix, right? And in the document, I give you some guidelines, like each student should come up with at least 10 or something like that, whatever I put in the document, follow that, issues from this particular evaluation, right? So in your individual cognitive walkthrough, you put the task step that the other group gave you, and then list 1, 2, 3, 4 on the questions. And then if it passes, you're going to say, yes, it passed. And you can write just one sentence saying, it was clear that I needed to click here, or something like that, because of this. For the no's, however, you need to give more details. Like, it wasn't intuitive when I answered this question because I didn't know that I had to click here because it wasn't visible, or I didn't get feedback, or whatever the response. So you want to try to make that part as detailed as possible, letting the other group know why it failed for that particular question. So in that, I would say you would need at least a good 3 to 4 sentences giving a deeper explanation. Okay? Because if the worst thing that could happen is if the other group reads your feedback and it's so brief that they're just like, yeah, I don't even know what this person's saying. Okay? So try to be detailed and descriptive. Like, tell them what you were thinking. Say, oh, I thought I was supposed to click here, but I needed to click here. So try to be as detailed as possible. between 3 or 4 groups is because I really wanted you to get more exposure to the groups in this class. Last semester, I just paired 2 groups, and they did cognitive walkthrough and heuristic evaluations of each other, and there's a lot of overlap, right? So even though there's 2 separate methodologies, a lot of the same issues that you find in one methodology apply to the other. So that's why I have you being exposed to other groups to get more variety of understanding how to do these structured expert evaluations. Okay? So any other questions on that? Hi, Sarah. Okay, so after that we have one final chapter that we're covering as new course material because this is historically and realistically what's always saved as a last afterthought is user documentation and online help. However, I'm covering it because it's a very important step in the design process. And so even though we're not having any assignments associated with it, for instance, you're not building in help documents into your prototype, or at this point going back and updating your project documentation for PD1 to match what your end prototype is, I do want to leave you with the emphasis that updated documentation and providing help for your users is very important. And then we have exam 2 review. I'm going to do it similar to how I did it last time, where you're going to bring in one exam question. And I'm probably also going to submit that online just so the TA doesn't have to retype them all like we did this time. They haven't been typed up yet. And so that's going to be similar to what we did last time. I realized that it went by really quickly, and it felt a little rushed. But if you saw what happened last semester when I didn't require each student to say something for their participation grade, it was literally just a dead room where like 3 people got a little bit of it. And so while it's not optimal what we're doing, it is miles better than what I had discovered to do last semester. If there's any suggestions for way to improve it, feel free to send me an email or come by my office hours. Then we're going to have exam 2. Is exam 2 comprehensive or just the material we covered since exam 1? Right. So keep that in mind as you study. And then we're going to have an in-class group assignment for your prototype redesign, which is going to be due. And then on the last day classes, I'm going to bring in some guest speakers from the UX design community. For those of you who are interested in making UX and usability more important. And it's also good for those of you who don't care about UX or HCI to see why it's important to other people. Okay? And then, of course, we have our final exam. And then you will have a peer evaluation assignment that will be anonymous, so you can report how your group collaboration went this semester, and it will factor into your project grades. Okay? So any questions about pretty much the rest of the semester? Wendy? No, I will not be testing you on each group project. It will be just the content that I covered from the lectures. Yeah. Right, yeah. So like, I might ask you the difference between a cognitive walkthrough and a heuristic evaluation, or when you did this on this assignment, what was the purpose? Something like that. So be familiar with what you've had to do in this class for your exam. Okay. Yes, Max. So the 2 TAs were grading the revision assignment, said they're going to be done with that by Monday. The TA who's grading the student critique, I told him it needs to be done by next Thursday. I'm grading your video demo, and then the TAs are grading the expert evaluations. I told them I need to turn around within 2 weeks. The one
That's brutal.